Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another one. If you guys tuned in to the video last week or the beginning of this week, you guys will know that we had a very good week. And I'm going to get onto that and show you guys some numbers which should hopefully inspire you guys and show you the potential of the markets and what we're actually dealing with here. Okay? Don't mind me, I'm just drinking out of my golf mug. If you guys know anything about me, there's four things I like the most in this world. One is the markets, that's no surprise. That's why I produce these videos. The second is golf when I'm playing good. The third is skiing. And the fourth is actually software development, right? But today we're here to talk about the markets. I'm gonna do a little recap of what I said in the last one and where we're at now in the markets, okay? Because as I said, if you guys tuned in to the last video, you'll know that we had pinpoint accuracy in terms of where we were predicting markets to go. And I gave you guys a couple of plays and I'm going to get into all of that. But normally I show you guys like profits on screen, but something's up with my email. So I'll just show you my phone. Hopefully you guys can see that. All right. So I did talk to you guys about Nvidia. All right. You can see it there. Profit number 17K. I did talk to you guys about Nvidia in the last video and the video before that. So I actually produced two pieces of content just to get the message across, just to make sure that nobody was overlooking what I was saying and how serious I was about where we would expect Nvidia to go. And it went exactly as expected. I'll tell you guys, there's nothing to stop the move in Nvidia. As a matter of fact, let me just pull it up so you guys can see that. There was nothing to stop the move that we're going to see in Nvidia, right? And that's simply, again, just using very basic market structure. You don't need to do anything fancy, all right? There's tons of things you can apply to your charts and ways that you can overcomplicate it, but that's often the downfall of people. That almost goes for everything. Overcomplication is never a good thing. So we just kept it simple, kept it to the basics, and I did tell you guys that we are going to see a very strong move in Nvidia, and I'm most definitely going to take advantage of that. That's exactly what I did. Okay, so those with the Patreon, they get the alerts, they get that real-time information from me. They are able to know exactly when I'm getting into something and why. And those with the Patreon did very well because they're able to execute on Nvidia and walk away with some phenomenal profits. If you haven't already, the link down below is for the Patreon, all right? So I highly suggest you guys jump in there if you aren't already in there. Now, as I was saying, Nvidia has come to a point of resistance, okay? A point of resistance which we can't ignore, a point of resistance which makes it a time where you'll be closing your profits, closing your trades on Nvidia, because it's come to a point of resistance and you can see a short-term reversal here. Okay, we've seen that push higher, all right, and it should be at completion. This should be where we should see a completion of this push, and then it'll move to its next phase, which is looking like it's going to be moving lower. Okay, that's a temporary lower move, but albeit it's completed that push that I expected last week and I was telling you guys about. So if you haven't already, it's time to close up your positions on Nvidia if you are still in them. That actually brings me to a very important point, and that's going to be the theme going into next week. All right, so Nvidia is part of a collection of these larger technology stocks. As a matter of fact, all these larger technology stocks are kind of doing the same thing right now, and that is they are not participating in the strength that we've seen in the broader market. Okay, so Apple, Microsoft, Google, Meta, Nvidia, these are some of the largest companies in the world, right? And these are often massive contributing factors to where the market goes. we've seen no participation. So because of that, and that's no participation in this last week apart from Nvidia, and I told you guys why. But now we're at a point where if I actually show you the NASDAQ, we're hitting this peak, all right, of around 20,200. We're coming into a point of resistance and we're struggling there, all right? So we spent the last 3 days, hasn't pushed higher. That looks like it's a course for markets to take a breather, all right? So that's what I expect. I expect a breather to be taking place early next week. And if a breather is going to be taking place early next week, that does open up the opportunity for put options, okay? So you can make money when the market moves up, you can make money when the markets move down. That's very basic stuff, but it's the how do you actually do that, okay? So I want to give you guys that information. So I do expect markets to pull back. If they're going to pull back, that means there's put option opportunities, all right? So again, in real time, if you want to get the alerts and know what I'm entering into, because I most definitely will be entering into stuff next week to take advantage of this move that we are seeing, definitely hit up the Patreon. Also, make sure you guys drop me some comments below, right? You guys have been leaving some good comments in the last couple of videos, and I do appreciate them, all right? So make sure you drop me some comments, let me know your thoughts, let me know what you want to hear about, all of that good stuff, all right? If you want me to talk about anything else, let me know. All right, so let me just round up on Palantir, because again, this is one that I mentioned quite a few times last week, and if I'm going to mention it a couple of times, I want to circle back to it so that you guys again have that kind of 360 information, all right? Information going in, information going out. If you remember, I did say Palantir will be going to $44 regardless of what the market does. It's heading on a one-way course straight to 44. I couldn't have made that any more clearer than I did in the last couple of videos. If you actually look at where it finished on Friday, you'll see 44.3. I've been in this space for quite some time, right? We're talking almost a decade. When you've been doing something for almost a decade, you gain a level of expertise that is pretty unique, okay? You gain such a deep understanding of what's going on. It becomes second nature. So that's what I was able to kind of give you guys that pinpoint level of 44 of exactly where Palantir is going to be going. I did tell you guys you have the opportunity to make money with call options on the way up, and a couple of you guys have reached out and you did just that. But now we're at a point of inflection where, again, it kind of ties into this whole theme that I'm telling you guys about. What we should see next week is a bit of a breather, a pause. So that means don't be surprised if you see this retracing. Don't be surprised if you see this pulling back next week with, you know, some of these mega cap tech stocks, because that's where we're heading, right? That's the next move. That's what the market is telling us it wants to do. Okay, so again, that's a massive opportunity. Tons and tons of opportunity exist next week. So just make sure you guys are make sure you guys are prepared. You just need to execute on that. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm really going to hop back on maybe tomorrow or early next week with another video, give you guys a little bit more intel on where we should expect markets to be going and things like that. But in the meantime, as always, guys, do drop me down some comments. Let me know what your thoughts, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.